Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting Vobes One-Eye Kenobi Showy with me, Richard Vobes, and the lovely Julia, who's on her way. She's a bit delayed in tonight's show. Have no fear. We're hoping to see her very, very soon. She's just texted me saying, I'm on my way. Unfortunately, her other half had to go out, so was not able to look after the children, so in that case, it meant that she got a bit delayed. So that's okay, you got me. Now, we have no videos in tonight's show. We have not one single video has been sent in. We did have Mick Byrne sent in some videos, but one actually has no sound on it whatsoever, so it looks a bit silly going out completely silent. And the other one he sent had music which might cause a copyright strike, so we couldn't show that. Robert Brailsford sent me a video, but it turns out that it looked like it was a database file, an SQL, whatever that is. So unfortunately I can't play that. And I think Terry Banton just sent in a picture, apropos of who knows what. So it's a discussion show tonight. You can call in on 0793 474 6790. We are talking about what do you watch on YouTube? Obviously, apart from the Vobes Show, of course. That is number one on your list. Goes out on a Monday at 8 o'clock UK time here on the YouTube channel. And on Fridays in the autumn and the winter, it also comes out on a Wednesday. But at the moment, topping the start of the week and ending the week so that you have something funny to laugh at over the weekend. Now, you may notice there's something missing from the screen here. That is because we have now, very much at a huge amount of expense, a special camera set up. I thought it's high time we had a special camera that's set up to witness that, so we don't have to have it blocking the lovely Julia when she arrives. So there we are, that's it. So we can cut back to that many times throughout the show and find out how much time we've got left. And that will strobe around there with the bit of... I'll try and find somewhere a little bit better for it, because you can obviously see the door and it's all a bit out of your ear. Glyn Horton says, I watch Bald Explorer, Vobes Show, history and transport documentaries, and old films and TV shows. So what would you recommend? What type of things are you? When you say history is such a broad subject, any kind of history? The history of man, the history of animals, the history of raw plugs. You always want to know the history of a raw plug, don't you? So one bit more detail, that would be lovely. And any channels that you want to recommend? Happy to... we can't give you the URL, but you can tell us a little bit about them. And of course, you're very welcome to give us a tinkle on 0793 474 6790, and we'll have a chat about the type of things that you like to watch. I want to know also how long you watch, how much screen time do you put in, and do the adverts bother you or not bother you? Curious things. Kerry Baldwin says, I watch the New Culture Forum and the Lotus Eaters. She's busy there munching away on those lotus. That's fascinating. I think that's Carl Benjamin, isn't it? I used to watch him when he was what was his name? A card of something or other. I don't really watch the new version of him, the Lotus Eaters, anymore. It's all a bit too... I don't know, it's a bit too posh for me now. The New Culture Forum, it's quite good. I did actually email the bloke who presents it, whose name's now escaped me, and asked him if he would do a walk, even around London, to do a bit of a history walk. And eventually his secretary got in touch, and they were a bit snooty with me. So I'm afraid I don't watch them quite as much as I used to. It's funny, isn't it? They're all about trying to keep the culture going, and I've said I've got a YouTube channel. I'd be interested to do that. No, he's far too busy. So that was that. Andrew Bradbury says, I watch Brendan Canaver playing in London train stations, piano player like you've never seen before. That sounds very nice. So what does he do? Does he put up a YouTube channel with, is it a live stream? Is it pre-recorded? Does somebody film him, or does he have a little webcam? Tell us some more. Love to know about that. And what is it? Is it just the fact that people are passing, or is it the fact that it's just... I mean, I imagine if it's live, it's probably quite interesting. The Vintage News says, I've got some stuff. Well, I've got a whole load of stuff, but you mean videos, I think. Definitely well worth watching. Are you making any more Vintage News? That's what we want to know. Are you making any more, and where are you doing it? And how are you doing it? Peter Whittle, that's right, there we are, Peter Whittle. Yes, I emailed him, but they weren't terribly excited. And I thought, but I'm on a quest for England. You know, I thought, if anything, here am I actually standing up for it. But I do find, unfortunately, a lot of these large organisations, there's you as a viewer wanting to take forward their ideas, but somehow they don't get behind you, which seems a bit of a shame. But there we are. What can you do? I don't know if anyone's ringing. Oh, yeah, somebody is ringing. Let's find out who that is. I've got it on silent, which is a stupid thing to do because I can't hear anything. Hello, welcome to the show.
Oh, hello, Richard. Terry from Southwater.
Hello,
I'm on the loud, not silent.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm very pleased. We like to hear you. I'm just going to try and turn... I can't seem to get into there when the phone is actually on. I don't know why. It's a funny old phone, this. How are you? What are you doing? And what do you watch on YouTube? Apart from the Vobes Show, of course.
I'm okay, but you did recently... a sort of a piece about ASMR, people heavy breathing and all that.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, it is a bit worrying actually when people tune into ASMR.
Why is that worrying?
Well, it worries me because people thought they do actually connect sometimes with ladies from the Far East. You want to tease and whatever.
Yeah, you do know what ASMR is, I assume.
Yeah, it's heavy breathing and breathing down microphones and all the rest of it.
Yes, I think it's a bit more complex than that. I mean, a lot of people do get a lot of comfort out of it. I made a video, as you probably know, that was taking the mickey out of it because it's not something that I watch, but I do appreciate that other people do watch it and get something out of. However, yeah. I just, to me, it seems a bit daft, but I do respect that other people do want to watch this kind of stuff.
Yeah, but I think sometimes I like to tune into YouTube because sometimes I do get distracted. I need some relaxing time. You can sort of tune into YouTube, sounds of thunder, heavy rainfall, waterfalls, and the rest of it.
Right. So it's, you
don't actually have to listen to anybody, but you can listen to sounds.
Yes, that's interesting. So you go purposefully to YouTube to get that sort of there's a name for it. It's like slow radio, slow television. It's just sort of showing you parts of the world, and you just watch it in real time, as it were. Do you prefer it if it's live, or can it be pre-recorded, or doesn't it matter?
It's probably some of it's live streaming, but possibly most of it's pre-recorded.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's a great use of YouTube, isn't it? And I imagine that's quite a thing that when YouTube was set up, it's a bit unexpected that people would make those kind of videos, because I imagine that most people thought that it would be a similar thing to television, but it offers all sorts of amazing stuff.
Yeah, I totally agree. But I mean. Personally, it's nice to see you producing a bit of off the cuff for comedy. So
yes, well, I do a bit of that. Just to try. I often test the audience. You see what will work and what won't work, and sometimes some things I do flop, and it may be just the wrong audience is watching it. So I leave them out there on YouTube, and then if suddenly it's picked up by an audience and goes viral or something, not that anything I've ever done has gone viral, other than the scam ones. They're the ones that people seem to watch, which takes no effort whatsoever, and you just think, what's the point? But anyway, yes, there we are. Raindrops.
What I'd like to say, you are quite a professional entertainer, and
I do my best. Thank you very much. What a lovely man you are.
I wait to see the lovely Julia.
Yes.
When she turns up with her purple hair and all the rest.
Well, she won't be long now, I don't think. Thank you for calling us in and setting us off.
Cheers. Bye.
You take care. There we are. That's Terry Banton. Now, whilst I do this, I must see if I can get into the phone to turn the silent thing off. There we go. It should now make I don't need them on anymore. It should now make a ring if somebody does. 0793 4746 790 is the number. Oh, there we go, another number. I always have to remember how to answer this. There we go, I think that's it. Lots of comments out there on things that people are watching, and we'll get to those very shortly. Hello, caller, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hello, is that Zane?
Yes.
And now, apart from football, what do you watch on YouTube?
American YouTubers.
American YouTubers. What is it about the American YouTubers that excite you so much, Zane?
They're interesting.
Okay. What is it they do? What's your interest?
I like their shops there.
So what is it? You're watching YouTube videos presented by American hosts who take you around the shops?
Yeah.
Marvellous. And what? Any particular type of shop?
Sports shops.
Just sports shops.
Oh.
Great. Well, thank you very much for that. That's absolutely. Anything else that you watch on YouTube before you go?
You.
Yes. Apart from me.
Can't remember what else. I watched Brighton and Hove Albion.
Yes, I figured that football would be fairly high on your thing. And how's your YouTube channel going? Because you have one yourself.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I sent you the link to it.
You did send me the link to the page. That's true. I don't know what you wanted me to do with that because I had a look and I noticed that peculiarly on the banner you had a picture of me and Ricky, which was a bit disturbing for me, seeing as it was your channel and ought to have a picture of you or something you're interested in.
Before I changed it, it was a picture of a car.
All right, there we are. And you like cars, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe you should put the car picture back rather than the picture of Ricky and I.
I'll dig it up somewhere.
Yeah, lovely. All right, Zane. Got to go. Lots of comments to get through tonight, so have a good one.
You know my YouTube, like the link I sent you.
Yes.
You can play one of my.
I can't play one of your videos from YouTube. I'm afraid they have to be sent in via WeTransfer.
Oh, but I remember sending it.
Yes, but the ones you've sent in, Zane, I can't play because they've got copyright music or they're you filming an advert. So they have to be something you've made where you're talking, like the other videos that we made. It just has to be, similar to the other stuff that we make on the channel that other people send in, that they haven't sent in today because we're having a break today. Anyway, listen, I've got to go. Nice to talk to you. Take care. Bye. There we are. That's Zane. It's nice to talk to Zane. And Mr. Mocky says, I don't watch much YouTube this time of year, so it's premium choice. Some bald bloke, I don't know who you could possibly be referring to, Fran and Rich, Narrowboat Pirate, and Con, Gary Phillips, and all the rest I watch in the winter. That must make winter watching... Sorry, I'm trying to answer this sodding phone. You press the button and nothing happens. It's got to be a better system for the show to take the phone calls. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hello, Sean James Cameron.
Sean James Cameron from London, I imagine. How are you?
I quite like watching sailing channels.
Ah, sailing channel. You don't have a boat, though, do you?
Well, I can't swim.
No. Oh, right. That's a good reason not to be on a boat. But so you can watch vicariously. What sort of people do you watch then?
They're people that are travelling around the world.
Right.
And it's just interesting to see how they'll end up going to an island, and there's like an ice cream shop in the middle of this island out in the Pacific somewhere.
Oh, that's it. So there's a long way to go for an ice cream. Couldn't they wait for the man in the little van to come round and do his doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo? Somebody sent me a link years ago, I can't remember who it was, to a woman who was sailing around the world in a yacht. She'd never done it before, and she was a sort of 20-something, very slim, and continually in a bikini, which is why she got so many views, of course. But there was that sense of peril that she was going on her own, didn't know what she was doing, and I can see that would be fascinating because you're imagining at any minute now she's going to crash or sink or fall in and get eaten by sharks.
Well, one of the channels that I watch, I think he's in his 70s.
Blimey.
And he's now gone from Southampton to New Zealand, but it was just fascinating how he went to these islands and he said, how do you get your food and stuff? And they grew their own food, but they had a big boat that came once every 8 months, and if the boat turned up and the sea was a bit choppy, it just went, and they just had to wait for another 8 months for the boat to come back again.
Meanwhile, surviving off seaweed or plankton.
And ice creams.
And ice cream. Yeah, so they were incredibly fat by the time the boat came with healthy food, no doubt.
But the guy whose YouTube channel, he was a bit concerned because he asked the guy in charge, "What's your name?" And he said, "Osama bin Laden."
You thought I'd been shot, but no, I've got a yacht and I'm sailing around. How extraordinary. Well, that does sound like fun. And I imagine that they get quite a good viewing figures because it is an unusual thing.
Yes, he usually gets around about 40,000, but he doesn't put it out every week. He just puts out when he has about 25 minutes worth.
Right. Yeah, because I imagine if you're sailing in the sea, it must be fairly mundane because one day must appear a bit like the next. Oh, there's a bit of sea today. Oh, the wind is a couple of degrees puffier from the west. It probably would make a bit boring video. Whereas I guess on a narrow boat, of course, you're travelling around and, well, it can be a bit monotonous as well once you've seen one cow on the field next to the canal, on the what do they call it, on the bank, there we are, on the bank, and one closed down factory. You've kind of seen a lot of it, really.
Yes.
Well, I mean, yes, yes, he says very nervously. Anyway, Sean, that's interesting. I wonder how many other people watch seafaring videos.
All the best. Bye for now.
Yeah, take care, Sean. Thanks for that. There we are. Sean watches seafaring videos, but he can't swim, but he wishes he could because he could get to the ice creams. What do you watch on YouTube? There's a whole world out there of fascinating things. Or are you a bit like me? And very often, when I've got time and I'm not reading and I'm not making my own stuff, and I sit down and I look at I scroll through and I think, I'm not interested in that today. I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch that. Do you find there's either too much choice or you're just not finding the things, or it's just nothing interesting pops up? That seems to be what happens more to me. So there we go. Let's have a look at what else. Mark Burgess says you could have a loop of your ferret song on your YouTube channel. Yes, I suppose that would put people off. And Sensible Sort says, for some reason, I can't get the Vobes Show on my Skybox, so can't watch it on the television. I don't know why that would be. How extraordinary. Connor McLeod says, SCJ, his name drops in a couple of times. He's friends with Russell Brand, not quite sure what that means. And Rachel says off-grid lifestyles she's interested in. My self-reliance, a chap building his own log cabin. I'd like to build a log cabin, only I'd probably dismantle it and burn it on the Essie before it was finished. Martin Dorland, who has just bought a piece of land in the Italian Alps and is renovating farm bit. I mean, you have to be quite brave, don't you? Do you think you could do that? Would you be up for that, buying a piece of land in the Italian Alps and renovating the buildings? That sounds absolutely fascinating. I mean, there's absolutely, that's what I mean. There's everything out there, and people are making these videos a great window. It's so much more interesting and entertaining than television, which is far too prescriptive, I think. Mr. Mocky says, I don't watch much YouTube this time of year. I've read that. Is he just pasting and typing and pasting? Or maybe I am just going. John Rogers is what Colonel McLeod. What's his name? Connor McLeod watches. And Lynn B says, I go to YouTube to check out places for walks. That's how I found me. And I now put in Richard Vobes into my search and watch yours over the others. We're off to Balcombe Mills. Yes, I had a lovely time in Balcombe. I don't know how you pronounce it. Mills. I went there. I often forget where I've been. David Woodward says that I watch Lexi Limitless channel. She's in the Guinness Book of Records as the youngest traveller of the world, and she has some amazing stories. How old is the youngest traveller of the world? I mean, presumably under 16. Is she? I mean, what age would you be to be the youngest? You could argue, I suppose, that somebody taking their child with them would mean that their child or a baby is a young traveller, but presumably a baby isn't presenting a show. Mrs. T says, I watch narrowboat channels, guinea pig channels, that sounds fun, and Gardener's World on iPlayer, Country File, George Clark's Amazing Spaces. What's George Clark's Amazing Spaces about? What amazing spaces is he looking at? Be fascinated to know all about that. And Lord Jeffrey Harrison says, Richard sent you an email. I have a small video. Thank you very much. Well, we may play that in on I was nearly said the Wednesday show, but there isn't a Wednesday show. But thank you for sending it. People haven't sent them in. I can't put it on. I can't stick it in just willy-nilly, unfortunately. Willy-nilly, there's a good phrase, isn't it? But don't worry. We'll press on. Don't forget you can give us a call on 0793 474 6790 and have a chat with the old Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi. Let's see how the time is going. There it is. It's slowly building up. And the grains of doodah are falling through the very fine, narrow passage that they have to go through, which is what happens in that way. Colonel Cragretti says, I mainly watch climbing-related channels, not hardly surprising, I suppose, and also anything I need to know how to do something new. I think that's something that we could mention a lot more. There's a lot of how to do things videos. They're really helpful you. I mean, who needs to go to school or university or learn a trade when there's now pretty much everything is on YouTube? You just turn it on, get through the adverts, and there it is. If you want to learn how to do bricklaying, Winston Churchill style, there's probably an obscure video that will show you exactly how to do that. If you want to know how to grow, I don't know, some weird exotic plant that only flowers once in 16 trillion years, there's probably a YouTube video for that as well. Yeah, that. I once had to look up how to do a Flymo blade change, blade on a Flymo. When I was seeing Harriet up in Shrewsbury, or Shrewsbury, depending on how you want to pronounce it, of course, she had a Flymo, and she said, it's as blunt as anything, I'll have to get another lawnmower. And I said, wait a minute, wait, just before you said, it still cuts the lawn. Maybe we can sharpen the blade or get a new one. So we looked on this thing, and he said the best thing to do is buy a new one, and we did. And then he showed us how to fit it, and it was easy, and it was job done, and it saved Harriet about £100 or whatever to buy a new Flymo. So that was perfect. So have you tried a new skill? Are you learning something from YouTube videos? Be interested to know. Let me know in the comments, or give us a call if you started a new hobby purely because you've seen it on YouTube, you never thought you could do it, and you've given it a whirl. I do remember when I was trying to illustrate my children's books, when I was attempting to write books for kids, I was trying to draw, and I'm not a very good drawer, but I was determined to give it a whirl. Like most things, I'll give a whirl until I realise I'm no good at something. I have yet to work out whether I'm any good at doing this sort of thing, but we still give it a whirl. Eventually, no doubt, I'll realise I'm no good. But I watched and subscribed to a number of drawing channels and tried to learn from the masters. I have to say, my drawings never compared to theirs. But there you are. That's how it goes. Right, let's have a look. There's another caller on the line. Let's find out who that is. Hello, caller.
Hello, Richard.
Hello, who's that?
Hello, it's Miranda Random here.
Hello, Miranda Random. Nice to hear from you. Where are you calling from?
I'm actually calling from around the corner from your house, actually.
Oh, well, you better come in and say hello. Come in on the show.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Okay. Well, I know which one's yours. Can you open the door and I'll just...
I can't open the door, but I can press a button and it'll open automatically.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Hang on, let me press it. It's just down here underneath the desk. There we are. Cheap sound effects come with it.
Oh, brilliant. That's great. Fantastic. I'll see you in a minute.
Okie dokie. Thank you very much. Amanda Random or some such person. Anyway, there we are. That's an unusual caller who's calling in on the show and slightly worrying me now as I'm sitting here alone in the house with no protection whatsoever. Normally, the lovely Julia is here to protect me. We got lots of more comments. Flappy Goose says, many of the interesting channels I've watched have had their channels removed for wrongthink. I've moved to Rumble and BitChute as a result. Ah, yes, that's interesting. Be interesting to know, do you have a alternative channel to go to? And are you upset with perhaps some of the limitations that the big channel like YouTube provide? Brian Jeffries says, I watch a lot of The Bald Explorer. I particularly like the one with Julia on the horse in Wiltshire. I like the one with the Julia on the horse in Wiltshire. Let's have a look at the webcam, see what the time is doing. Yes, it's doing very well. It's all do come in. Is that somebody there? It's the lovely Julia.
Hello.
Hello, lovely Julia. Let me turn your microphone up.
I don't know how Miranda Random came out.
I don't know.
I've misplaced my glasses.
Oh, have you?
Yes.
Oh, no.
It was demo glasses from
And you
David
can't
and
find
Lily.
them?
No,
Oh, I'm so soggy.
misplaced.
Do come in this way and Nat's nick a leg. There we go, that's better.
Nat's lick a leg.
Yes, hang on.
Lick a neg. Lick a neg.
No, don't lick a leg.
That, oh my gosh, that could be taken really wrong.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome,
start.
lovely Julia. We are talking about the things that people watch on the Tube of Views.
I have been watching, so I've been listening in rather.
Yes.
Yeah, you were talking about ASMR.
Yes,
And
Terry
actually,
Banton rang
That's
up then.
right, and he said he watches like waterfalls or
Yeah,
storms and things. That is ASMR.
that is. And it's
That-
relaxing.
It's causing a pleasure response in your brain.
What about the ones with fires in the winter? If you don't have a living
Yep.
room fire, you can watch
Perfect.
one.
I love ones like
they're,
that.
They're good.
Where you can
aren't they?
hear the sound of the
The
crackling.
crackles and all that.
But it has to be a long recording.
I mean,
Otherwise,
yes.
If it's a tight loop, then it's just like not satisfying at all.
Yes, I mean, some of these things go on for like 10 hours. I mean, the upload must be forever. I mean, that's the thing. As a YouTube creator, you know how long it takes. You're sitting there waiting as you dial up and you get the ding 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 bing bing, and then you eventually get on your 33 kilobytes per second, and you're waiting 28 days just for 1 meg to upload. So what a 10-hour video in high definition is going to be is anybody's guess.
Anybody's.
Anybody would like to guess? Lots of more comments.
Silencing my phone.
Don't blame
Hello,
you.
Ian McCagan.
So what else have we got there? Mrs. T, Amazing Spaces, she says, is about building projects out of strange things. She is making a mobile home out of an old ambulance. That sounds perfect, doesn't it? Because if you fall over at home, you'll be able to put yourself instantly on a stretcher.
Only if you've kept all the,
Well,
as
only
many
if you
of the original
yes, I
features
suppose
as
that's
possible.
very true. You could keep one under the bed.
And I don't
couldn't
think
you?
they're sold with any of the drugs or
No, well, I should
medical
hope not.
paraphernalia, to be fair.
But if you fell over, you could always keep an emergency stretcher under the bed.
You could.
Although you could just get into
You
the
could
bed. I
turn the
suppose.
stretcher into a bed, although
Yes.
you'd want a nice, comfy mattress on top of it.
That's very true, actually. You're quite right. I didn't think of it like that. Someone made a houseboat out of a metal container. Yeah, and was there windows in it, or did you just sit in the dark in this metal container sailing down a river? That would be rather odd for spectators on the bank going, oh, look, there's a big metal container going down. What is that then? That's a houseboat. Are you sure? Yes. Presumably they changed the shape and look of it a little bit.
I guess so.
Because otherwise it could have just fallen off the back of a lorry. Quite literally.
Thank you to everyone who said hello, hello.
Hello. Yes, unfortunately Julia's other half had to go. Yeah, sorry about that. He's her ex other half.
Come on,
who
can't flirt with you if they think I'm
no,
still with him.
No, you
God,
can't.
blimey.
Yes, you flirt away. What was I going to say? Yes, which is why you were.
That was my crap flirting.
What was? Oh yes, you have to do better than that because you've got to remember I'm blind on this side.
I know.
So if you're going to sort of like throw love potions in my direction.
By the way, thank you for your lovely comments on Friday's show about me because I actually
What did I say
saw
on
a bit of
Friday's
it back
show?
and you were really lovely to me.
Oh, was I?
Everyone
It's unusual.
else was lovely to me, and I was like, oh, thank you. And then when you said it, and I was like, oh, yeah. Carry on.
I can't even remember what I said. It was obviously
Well,
that memorable.
I'm not going to go into that. But
No.
anyways,
Good.
Mr. Mocky says, now some form of sense has arrived.
Yes. Oh, right. Thanks very much. Yes. Well, I'll just move my microphone over there.
Thank you very much. But...
By the way, the what's her name has disappeared.
oh, yes. I saw.
Yes, because it's now up there
Oh,
on its
there.
own camera. So we can flick to it. The point being is it doesn't obscure your lovely face.
Oh.
And
Thank you.
anywhere else on the desk would have been irritating. It could have been in front of my lovely face, but because
No, it can't do that.
I would have just been the Hourglass show instead of the Vobes Show, which would have been silly.
Lovely waistcoat, by the way. Has anyone commented on your lovely
No,
new
nobody's-
waistcoat?
nobody's, mate.
Nobody's noticed the new
No,
waistcoat.
nobody's noticed my waistcoat at all.
Oh.
Remind me at the end.
Sorry.
You got noisy fingers.
It's really tiny little cricket legs between my legs. Between my legs? between my fingertips.
I'm sorry, what did you just say? You've got tiny cricket legs
I think
between
I
your
need
legs.
to just go out and come back in and try again.
Are you sure you're not still in...
Miranda Random.
Yes.
Oh, I think she's lingering.
Ian McCagan says, hello, lovely Richard and Julia, which is very... He didn't say lovely, I added that by accident. Lovely waistcoat, says Rachel. Thank you very much, Rachel. That's very kind of you. You must send me your number. Oh, you did. David Vad goes, violin? Yes, a violent violin from Violet. Yes, it was
Violin B's house.
Yes, that's right. Lynn B sent it. That's why it's a violin.
Yeah.
Very good. Audrey Forbes says, I watch a variety of channels. I've seen that channel, the Variety Channel. It's a lovely channel. They do juggling, and W.C. Fields comes up and does a cigar box. Oh, no, that's not what she said. Walking house. Yes, I've walked a house before. Have you ever walked a house? Come on, house. Come on, house. Come on. Come on.
I'm not sure I have, actually.
Renovations, dog renovations she's got there. Rescue cute cats, seal rescues. That's where you take the seal out of a car and you rescue it and put it in something useful. And what else?
I didn't. You were talking about a little rubber seal.
Clothes try-ons. We should have done that. We should have done a channel where you just try clothes. You see, that is the thing.
I'm thinking about what I can do on a channel. So
yes, we need some suggestions for the lovely Julia. She wants to run her own channel.
Thinking about trying out different types of dance.
Exactly. Keep them crude. I mean, don't be crude. Keep them rude. No, don't be rude. Keep them. Thank you. Yes, you see, look, clothes try-ons and cleaning vids. It's amazing what people make, and actually more amazing what people watch. But
Rachel says the more random the better, and actually,
seems
to be quite true. The more random the better.
Yes, maybe we're doing this all wrong. Maybe because we're a bit too straight.
Miranda Random.
Yes.
Sorry.
Maybe you should do a channel as Miranda Random.
Maybe.
And
I don't know if she's strong enough.
She's very strong. She just needs those glasses again.
She does.
Although you'd work easily well without that. Sean James Cameron says, I see some channels just show what they have brought from the shops to eat that week.
Oh yeah. There's also
food halls.
Yeah, one of my favourite equestrian people. She's also an animal activist, but she every now and then she does a shopping haul for her horses and things. So I love watching them. All the different bits and bobs she.
When you say an animal activist, you mean she acts like an animal?
No, she's a voice for the animals.
A bit like Johnny Morris. He used to be a voice for the animals when you watched Animal Magic.
Did he voice, I don't know, what was that
talking penguins.
Horse called?
He would do penguins and they would come in and he would have their, come on now, you come down here, you're looking very smart in your little penguins. Yeah, thank you very much, I am very, very smart. I think you should get some fish for that. Yes, I think I will get some fish for that. I mean, I could do that. I could do a Johnny Morris. We could just film. Somebody did. I think somebody's already done this, where you just film random strangers in the street with a long lens, and you just put a voiceover to it. Now I could do that standing on my head. You just have people coming along and going, "I've just been into the bank. Oh, have you? Yes, I've just asked for an overdraft. Oh, really? Did they give me? Of course, they didn't give me one. I don't bank here."
Let's see who can tell me who this is. There's an Australian fellow who does voiceovers on existing videos. Like, I don't know, there's one
on existing videos. See, that's where I find it all just like, can they not actually go and make the videos well?
No, it's usually it's about current themes, or for example, there's this one, there's two lions, a lioness and a lion, hunting or trying to hunt, and there's this herd running right past their noses, and the male's trying to mate with her, and she's just trying to pick dinner. And it's just hilarious. This what's his name? This Australian guy.
Anybody know? Answers on a postcard. Send it in by snail mail.
It's hilarious.
See, clearly that, you see, this is interesting because I think I'm doing the wrong thing with my videos. I'm working too hard, slaving away, making 4 videos a week. Used to do 7 videos a week. Nobody watches them in any significant numbers. Not enough to live on. And then people, I've seen these things where people just come in, as Sean says, and says, this week I've bought this, and this. And you just think, and they've just got one camera. It's so easy, and yet they're making millions.
Mm-hmm. Strange,
it's very upsetting. I mean, it's upsetting when you work really hard at it. I had a feeling that I'm going to have to not work hard and do something incredibly simple.
No.
By giving up and doing something else. Like, here's a video on me tying up my shoelaces. Next week, I'm lighting 362 different candles. The week after that, I shall be changing light bulbs in a thong. That Alan the Prairie Dog, says Connor McLeod, apropos of. I don't know
That's
what that
a
means.
comedy sketch.
Oh, is it?
I can't
Okay.
remember who did that one. Sensible Paul says there's a channel called The Hoof Doctor. He has a big following. He's brilliant. If he's the guy, I think he's the Scottish guy.
I either knew.
And he does cow hooves, basically.
What do you mean, does them?
As in, trims them.
Trims them.
you know.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Hoof health.
I just do them.
It's like a podiatrist, but for cows.
Podiatrist?
Yes.
That's something I podi for.
Or a chiropodist.
Yes. Frustrating for you, says Rachel. It is very frustrating. The Vintage News goes, Hi, Captain. Hi. Can he hold it, Captain? Can he hold it? That was my impression of Scotty. It's about all he said, wasn't it, in the Star Trek, the original. You probably don't remember the original Star Trek.
No, I've watched the originals.
It was sort of before Buster
When
Buster
were they
Crab.
aired? When were they aired?
Oh, the original was in I think it was 1901. The original Star Trek, before Gene Roddenberry nicked the idea and then came up with a series in the 60s or whatever it was. Connor McLeod says, yes, the big chap Frank Sinatra's bodyguard. I don't know what that means, but
Nope.
he's something.
He's having a conversation with himself, maybe.
Oh, right. And Ian McCagan says, I watch videos on carving with knives. Is that like, what was the other program? Carving with something with, there's a TV series that was hoping it would come in, the stars in their eyes. No, carving with knives. And I thought I would try it, but seeing so many bad cuts, decided not to do it.
Yeah.
Brian Jeffries says, I've started racing greyhounds, but I haven't beaten one yet. No, but we'd love to see that. We want the video. Is that the channel you've started? It's me, racing greyhounds, and they're off. Oh, God, oh, blimey. You see, I would watch that. Mark Burgess says, Rude Guy has a new video out at 9 p.m. tonight. He does rude revoicing of kid shows. Right, well, who wants to watch that? That just sounds awful. I hope he doesn't do Snug and Cozy. I'll be very upset if they put dodgy words into the mouth. Plus the fact, isn't that copyright? Are they not nicking somebody else's work? I think that when people nick other people's work, that's wrong. Even if they're taking a piss or whatever, that is wrong. But that's why I think, filming somebody in the street going about their business not knowing they're being filmed is perfectly all right. If they're in the public place, they're up for grabs.
Sean James Cameron has an interesting question for everyone.
Okay.
How often do your favourite YouTubers upload? Daily, weekly, monthly, or years?
Yes, I have been uploading rather too frequently. I'm now going to upload once every 6 years. And only 3 people will watch on each upload. It'll be marvellous.
I've uploaded once in 2 years.
Oh, have you? Yeah. But it was worth watching. That was the thing.
Was it?
Yes, absolutely. Nick Rakowiak, or some such, says Robert Maudsley.
I'm not going to try that.
No. And David Vad has got something that is...
Anaphylaxis revisited.
Oh, anaphylaxis, yes.
I actually know how to say that one.
What is anaphylaxis when it's at home?
I can't remember. I did know. I probably do know somewhere.
Is anaphylaxis related to Anne of Green Gables? She might be, mightn't she? Anaphylaxis. Hello, Anaphylaxis.
Hello there, my name's Anaphylaxis, and I am paralytic most of the time.
Yeah. Anaphylaxis could be a paralytic queen, couldn't she?
My husband and I are just out on the Raz tonight.
Anaphylactic, the... whatever it was I said earlier that I can't possibly bring back to my mind. 1995. Jamie Boy says YouTube is better than live TV. Yeah, well, of course it is. Absolutely.
Yeah, you can pick and choose what you want to watch.
Pick your nose as much as you. Samson Boat Company says Robert Maudsley is whatever it was he was. Is that anaphylactic? Oh no, that's Nick Rajievec. He's not that king table tennis player then, Rick Rajievec. Mrs. T says, I would say between once and twice a week.
With Rachel and Rachel
That's
TS
the upload
have said
speed.
weekly and once a week.
Once a week. I thought deep vein thrombosis was a jazz musician, says Sean, says Flappy Goose.
Alison O'Brien says, I watch guinea pig videos, people cleaning their homes, and watch life counties abroad.
Yes. Life in countries abroad, is it? Or
Oh,
what,
probably.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that, presumably. I mean, I have no idea. Yes, this is fascinating. I'm curious then about this stuff when whoever it was, or the consensus was that the more mad, the better. So less conventional, is that the thing? I know that you watched something about some woman who had been wearing...
I watched it once and I was so astounded. I showed you immediately.
Yes, I know.
This.
Yes, no, exactly. But what was fascinating to me was how many viewers had watched it and were watching this out there woman. By out there, I mean absolutely, nuts. And she was wearing a scarf that she hadn't taken off for about 15 years. And she was with equally affected friends. And she was like this very neurotic, bizarre woman who was going to take this scarf off, and that was the story of the thing, and they had to go out into the middle of the country, and she was going to take this scarf off, and it was such a big... And I'm sitting there going, oh my God, this is the dross that we have come to.
Mm-hmm. It was bizarre.
And this is where I find it very difficult, because as I've said before,
and you'll say it again,
and I will repeat myself ad nauseum, yes, that 100 years ago, people filmed an omnibus going down the street, and people went to the cinema to pay to watch on film what they could see in the street, because it was amazing. There on the big screen was an omnibus going down the street, and it was one shot. And then, we progressed. We managed to edit videos, and we could do special effects with videos, and we could make feature films, and we have. And now, all of a sudden, because we've democratized filmmaking so that anybody can pick up a camera, people are filming almost nothing and yet getting huge audiences. And this is where as somebody who's worked with film all his life,
falling into a niche, isn't it? I mean, you do have a niche, but
my niche
I think your niche is quite broad. Or has been.
Yes, but clearly I just need to do something less interesting.
Well, people are trying to push you back in a niche you did have, or you were occupying.
Anaphylactic smooch was my German pen pal, says David Fad. He's got a lot of interesting friends.
Rachel has explained what anaphylactic shock is. Anaphylactic shock can be from an insect bite.
Oh, right.
It's toxins and things like that your body reacts to.
And
Thank you for the reminder.
Can it kill you?
I think,
presumably, because it depends on your yes. Depends how big the insect is, of course. If it's the size of a giraffe, that might be fatal.
I think I learnt that when I was learning about snakes.
The Vintage News says get more angry. They've got to be angry about things. So yes. Oh, here we go.
Sean James Cameron says you need to set up an OnlyFans account to make money these days. Do you know? I actually only discovered what that was a couple of months ago.
So this presumably is videos.
I've still never seen it.
For fans. Only fans can watch the video, presumably.
It's quite crude and lewd, and they do...
Crude and lewd?
Yeah, they do quite unsafe... Well, I don't know, it's just... From what I've heard, it's a bit dirty.
Oh, is it? You mean it's like porn? Soft
kind
porn?
Of,
But with a name like OnlyFans, it means...
That may be just the bad description that someone's given me, I don't know.
I don't know what it is. Yes, she could manipulate the manuals. Good. That was. I don't know what she's talking about. This is the trouble when one comment follows half a dozen others, and you have no idea where we're doing. Let's have a quick look at the. There we are, the almighty grain of anaphylactic insects that are passing through. YouTube channel called Post 10 says Mark Townsend says a chap unblocks drains and culverts with a rake. Most popular video has 21 million views. You see, this is where I think we're just doing something utterly wrong. But I know that if I went out with a dino rod thing and went, today I'm going to unblock a drain, nobody would watch. I just know I'd still only get it. This is where it's so confusing. Hello, caller. Welcome to the Vobes Show. It's very nice to hear your dulcet tones.
You haven't heard them yet.
Hello, Richard.
Hello, who's that?
It's the Oracle.
It's what?
The Oracle.
The Oracle.
Yes.
And how is the Oracle today, pray?
I'm actually doing all right. Well, we're actually talking about you yesterday there on Richard's show.
Oh,
We're wondering, where do you get this back garden done for the growing?
Where's my... You'll have to speak slower and try and sort of broaden your accent out a bit.
He was watching Richard Suggett's show yesterday.
Oh, right, okay, hang on. I've got interpretation going on.
Who I think you were. and he was asking about your garden on Suggett's show.
Ah,
And
yes.
You called in.
What would you like to know about the garden on my garden?
When are you getting Richard down to do the back garden up for you? All these baskets.
Ah, yeah, no, well, I would do, only he's a very busy man, you know. He's got a full-time job, poor chap. He runs his podcast, and he's also got his Nuggets van life. But it would...
Seen that there? You got him corrupted in the ad farm. He went the wee tripper with Amanda and Roxy.
Yeah, and Roxy's a lovely dog.
She's
I
gorgeous.
was waiting to see you and the lovely Julia popping out the other side of the van.
Were you? Well, she may well. She may well. We're going to try and get more of the lovely Julia in all these things.
So what's happening with the garden then? You
Well-
give up on it?
No, I haven't given up on it. I've got potatoes growing very well, thank you very much. Charlotte potatoes and Mary's Piper.
Yeah, they seem to quite like being shaded, don't they?
Yeah, they love it. And then I've got some tomato plants and also some baby cucumbers.
Sharks.
No, not baby sharks. Baby.
Someone mentioned Baby Shark a little bit ago.
All right, baby cucumbers. What do you watch? What's your favourite YouTube channel?
Well, if I turn around and tell you, you'll fall at me.
What did you say?
If he tells you, you'll fall out with him.
I won't fall out. with you.
Someone said you have a great, lovely accent. I love it.
You've got a
too.
lovely accent. I just can't understand a word you're saying. But
It's between yourself, Richard, and your twin brother, Richard.
You understood that, didn't you?
I understood that. But we want to know what it is. What is this channel? You can't bring up and say, I'm not going to tell you.
Well, as I said, between yourself. I like flicking on that. I'm not really... I come on to the Vobes Show when I'm able to come on.
Right.
But I like your channel. Just your wee videos. But I also like the Veggie Grower podcast.
Yes. He's very good.
He's good. He's ever such a nice
I'm usually
man,
busy
too.
at night, so I can't get onto your live show, you see.
Oh, see. You're a very
Well, it's
busy
nice
man.
of you to pop in tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, I will do now. What I do, watch it in replay now. I'll admit that.
Yeah. Well, the show is much better on replay because you can fast forward past all the bits that I'm talking.
No, I get the lovely Julia's voice.
Yes, that's what I mean. You can pause on it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the lovely Julia is going to spend 1 minute just talking for the benefit of our Scottish caller.
I'm wondering if I should do some ASMR videos, perhaps.
Keep going.
I'm not sure
Ready
I can.
caller,
Kingo.
Northern Ireland, the 6 counties, Richard. No Scottish here.
My Northern Irish cousins used to try and teach me the Northern Irish accent, and I still can't do it. Fancy going for GR. See, it was terrible. Never would I do
Here.
that again.
Before we go, Richard, we were having an old laugh, and we says you're one of a kind of a person.
He's the right crack, isn't he?
He is the right crack.
Yeah.
I mean,
and we're just wondering, when are you going to do the Jack and the Beanstalk out the back?
well, I have got some beans. I've got beans growing in the garden, butter beans. No, it's
I
true.
knew you'd pull one out of the hat.
Yeah, but I might take 5 of them out and throw them into the countryside and exchange them for a cow or something, and see if something grows. You never know. You never can tell.
Nice talking to the two of you.
It's been an absolute blast. You look after yourself and call again sometime.
Thank you for
Same
gracing
with
us with your
yourself,
voice.
Richard, and same to yourself, lovely Julia.
You-
Nice
And
talking
you.
to the two of you.
Take care.
Bye for now.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
There we go. That was that chap who just rang in. Who's did we get his name? No.
The Oracle, he called
The
himself.
Oracle, that's
Yeah.
right. That was the Oracle. Lovely to have you on the show, Oracle. That's the great thing about doing the live phone in. You never quite know what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
And that's all good. Flappy Goose says, "Blimey, that's a proper accent." Yes, better than anything I can come up with. And Mark Burgess says, yes, only Julia fans does have dirty videos on it. Does it only have dirty videos, or are there other videos that only people who are fans can watch? That's the bit that I'm confused about. Or is it just for porn?
Cameron Peters says, I'd watch you unblock a drain, Richard.
Yes, well, that will be my
Would you
next
watch
video.
me clean some hooves?
I'll watch you clean hooves.
Oh, would you?
If you watch me clean out a drain.
I think I have watched you clean out a drain.
But I
actually.
want to know is how many people would watch clean. You see, this is where it gets very frustrating when you're a YouTube person. There are people who do these things, and you just think, why are people watching that? And then you try and do it because you're trying to make a living and you're trying to make it good and all of the rest of it, and nobody watches. I mean, yes, people do watch, but not in the numbers that make it worth. It's not that I'm keen to have hundreds of thousands of people watch per se. It's just in order to get the revenue, you need those sort of numbers.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, are you thinking again?
No, I'm not thinking at all. I'm not thinking of nothing.
thinking.
No, it's this chair that was purchased for us. These are Duff chairs.
Oh, they're comfortable chairs.
Sean Guinea says, what? Sorry, go.
Audrey Forbes Hamilton says, I watch a man who bought a lobster from a grocery store and kept him as a pet. The lobster's name is Leon.
You see, this is the thing. This is what I'm beginning to think. I've been working on something for the weekend. Oh, no. But I think I need to throw it all away. I think I need to start all over again. You know, somebody buys it. You need to do something very stupid. Mind you see, I did a video with Casper the Invisible Dog. Nobody watched it. I did a piss take of ASMR. Nobody really watched it. It's odd, isn't it? You probably have to do about 30 of these things with this lobster, and then suddenly everybody goes, oh, you've got to watch this bloke and the lobster.
Oh, there was, I'm sure there's been stuff like a lady rescued a bee and
kept it as a pet.
Yeah, it couldn't fly anymore or something. I think the wings had fallen off. But she kept it alive, and it was like her best buddy for days and days and days before finally it passed on. It was just so sweet. It was really...
I don't know
got loads of hits.
I don't know what the bee.
Yeah, the YouTube, the videos.
The channel, yes. Kerry Baldwin says you've probably been shadow banned. I don't know what that means.
No, me neither.
I've never.
Do enlighten us.
Is that sort of something to do with Hank Marvin? Because he was with the Shadows, wasn't he? And Cliff Richard, he got involved with them, but he went on a summer holiday and they never saw him.
Man reading a book by an essay is a good strand, says Sean James Cameron.
Yes, man, I'm sure that would really bring people in. Rachel TS says, I recently got hair out of a bath plug hole. I wish I'd videoed it. Yes, you could make an absolute fortune. And Sean Ginley says, Walk on the Wild Side does have live walks and talks to viewers, as does Tours of Blackpool. He gets 300 or 400 watching as he walks. I mean, this is staggering.
Right.
Go. No, I've stopped.
Okay. Brian Jeffrey says, I saw my neighbour putting horse manure on his rhubarb, but I prefer custard on mine.
Yes, it's much nicer. And I would agree with you, because you can put a little bit of sugar in there.
Yeah.
Whip out the GoPro and cross your fingers, says David Vad. Yes, that's how I started the channel. But it took 5 years to build an audience, and now they stop watching the stuff that I do. So what do you do? It's all life in the fast lane.
I haven't stopped watching.
No, I'm not saying everybody, but I had a 5-year plan. You see, this is the thing. I had a 5-year plan, but it seems to have gone tits up. 0793 4746 790. If you can tell us what you watch on YouTube and why. Why are you so mesmerised by people with lobsters or unblocking drains? What's the matter with you people? What's going on? I need to know. I need to find out what's happening. Is it a novelty? This is the thing, I think. I wonder if in 10 years' time people will stop watching this sort of stuff in the future and go back to watching well-crafted things. Is it a phase that people are just watching what they can't see on the telly?
I don't know, but people are watching things being crafted really well, aren't they?
Well, are they?
Yeah, yes. And there's like woodworking videos and clock
cleaning.
Cleaning and making and fixing videos and all sorts.
Yes.
Oh, one fellow, Barry Hook, who trains horses to drive, pulling carriages.
He was
and wagons
in Peter Pan, wasn't he? Barry Hook.
No, but don't let me forget what I was trying to say.
No, sorry.
Yeah, he usually does videos from a GoPro, I think, just from his head or something while he's training these, and just talks about what he's doing and how he's training them. But every now and then he'll sit down at his dining table with his tack, and he'll just and some like saddle polish and wax, and that looked dodgy, and he'll be cleaning the tack as he just chats about all these different things. It's and people watch it.
Yes, but I just know if I did something like that, I sat there, people would just either the comments would just be wild and insulting.
You should sit down and you should talk random stuff whilst cleaning
Yes,
cleaning your tin
I know.
bathtub with a toothbrush or something.
It's like I'd been doing some stuff inside, a number of videos inside. People were all very happy with that for a bit, but then some people weren't very happy with that. So then I did a Sussex border walk. I did the walk, and then the comments were, oh yes, Richard in his natural environment, Richard doing, oh, we want more of this. And then you look at the numbers and see how many people actually watched it, and very few had watched it. And you go, well, I don't understand. The comments are loud, but they're not watching by the viewing figures. So in the end, you just pull your hair out, which I did many years ago when I was making Snug and Cozy. Maybe I should go back to making Snug and Cozy and just walk around the street in a spacesuit going,
Oh, slipping, slam, slapping. What the shibber do you want to do there?
Do you think Nigel Cooper would come back?
No, poor old Nigel. I don't think he would.
Do you
Bless
think,
him.
Do you think Cozy could have a long lost fiance who's come searching for him through the through the length of the universe?
Yes, well, you could have Snug and
Rosie?
Snug and Rosie.
Dozy?
Yeah, we did. Funny enough, when I had series 3 of Snug and Cozy, I had they had people who were coming to collect them from Earth because they'd outstayed their welcome from the planet Squodge, and they were called Dark and Spooky. Now I know you probably couldn't get away with that because people would complain that you're dark but they were green-headed aliens. Anyway, that's in the book that I wrote that nobody wanted to watch. And Elaine Whitlock says, I love the videos when you have a rant, Richard, so I can rant with you. Yes, thanks. Cry for Joy says, Julia Maybe. Snug and Purple, says Sean James. It's very good. The scam phones were brilliant, says Anna Jones.
You need to sit by the phone waiting for some scam callers to
I know
come
that
in.
they do collect revenue, which is great news because the scammers are ringing to try and get money out of me.
They're actually making you money.
And the irony is I'm recording, but I don't do many of them
Beautiful.
because they don't ring me anymore.
No.
I don't have the... Station Master Show says, many people seem to have a short attention span these days. A video can have 1,000 views and yet an average viewing time is only 3 minutes. Well, I should have known this. When I first started the Bald Explorer, the very first Bald Explorer took 3 months to make, and it was about a visit to Lewes in East Sussex. And we spent a lot of time researching it, spent a lot of time creating some graphics, and pulled a caravan, a puck, an Ariba puck caravan in there. And I had a friend of mine help me with the camera work, and I think somebody else. And it went out, and I noticed a bloke drove through Lewes on a motorbike with a head cam, and he got something like 3,000 views in 3 weeks, and I had about 100 views in 3 months. And I'd spent ages working on this bloody thing. So work that out. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
Well, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Is that Mr. Thingy from up north? Hang on, Ed. Is that Ed Moulding?
It is indeed.
There you
How
go.
are you?
Yeah, I see. From Milton Keynes.
Yes.
It's lovely to hear your dulcet tones at 56 minutes to the hour.
56 minutes to the hour?
Well, according to this, all right, you've got as long as you like.
Yeah?
Well, it's 56 minutes past the hour.
Oh, yes.
Are you trying too hard, someone said?
Yes, probably.
Yeah, it could be so.
By the way, sorry thought I confused your character as Cozy. It's Snug, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh,
I did, didn't I? I did.
Yeah.
I did. Who caught that? Anyone caught that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Never
So
mind.
anyway, so you're thinking
Yeah.
I'm trying to. How do you? I mean, I only can work to how what I think is acceptable, isn't it? But clearly, I am doing something wrong.
I agree with Rachel T.S. She says, Richard,
No,
you
I'm
could make
not
a
sure
video
that-
watching paint
I'm
dry
not
and I'd
sure
still
that you
watch
are. I mean, there's a number of programs that have been running, but generally they have like a serial life, don't they? Like some of the walk programs that are, say, on Channel 5 or BBC, YouTube, like the Weatherman walks, which is around Wales, Coastal Path. Okay, he's got 900 miles to play with there, but they have a certain lifespan, like a lot of series. You know, there may be a couple of series of 6, and then that's it. It's difficult, really, difficult for me to explain. But like your border walks or your country walks, I found very interesting.
Well, I'm very pleased that you did. Unfortunately, the people weren't watching him in many numbers. That's the trouble, you see.
Some of the things that I watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
Hello. You've gone.
No,
We're
I'm
waiting
still
with
here. No,
bated
sorry,
breath.
we're waiting with
Hanging on your
so
every
it's-
word.
we're waiting with basted breasts.
Oh,
Some
speak
of
for
the things.
yourself.
Some of the things I like to watch on YouTube, usually something, say, like Gresham College lectures or some of the older films that you can find, like Brief Encounter or Back Home, or there's an eccentric comedy with Leslie Phillips in it, which is really quite amusing.
Yes, love all these the old films that now appear on YouTube, and quite how they do it, and they don't get a copyright strike or something is baffling. But
well, I guess it might be dependent on who is posting it.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
It could be the original people involved in the making of it that are posting it.
Yes, if they've got a license to it or some sort of agreement, then yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. The other thing I like to pick up on is, like, from time to time, is like folk music. People like Fairport Convention or Lindisfarne or George Fox.
I did go to Lindisfarne once. There's a lovely array of animals up there, apart from the ewes, who are slightly disturbing.
I want to go to Lindisfarne.
The Vikings went there, I believe, some time ago, but they were very unwelcoming people. They frightened all the monks off, didn't they?
They did indeed. Just chased them all away over to Durham or something.
I think Cuthbert was over there. Cuthbert, Pew, Parley-Begrew, Cuthbert, Dibble and Grubb.
Grubb, yes. If
I remember rightly. I may have got some of my facts wrong, but inevitably most of it's absolutely right. Fairport Convention, says Connor McLeod. He loves that. Never heard of it. They're a folk band, are they?
Yeah, a rock folk band.
Oh, rock folk band. Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Mm.
They go back to the 1960s.
Oh, do they? In a time machine or something?
Well, they've been around that long.
Oh, I see.
In various forms.
So have I. That's the sad thing. In various forms, I've also been around since the 60s, which is somewhat worrying.
Yeah, but they managed to reinvent themselves somehow or other.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm very pleased. What else we got there? A lack of meaningful content, which is a great name for a YouTube channel.
I love it.
Says,
don't be discouraged by the negative.
Meet me on the corner. He says also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yes, that's a good song. That
is it. Meet me on the corner.
Corner.
How does that go? Can you sing it for us?
Can I sing it?
Yeah.
Will we get struck?
Meet me on the corner so I can see your face. It's very, very dark, what a terrible disgrace. A man once came up to me and bludgeoned my head, and now I'm lying on the floor in congealed blood and I'm dead. Meet me on the corner and smack me on the chin. You can't see me because I'm very, very thin. Sorry.
Did you drink all the gin too?
Just making the...
Conor McLeod says there's over 40 members over the years.
Mr. Tambourine Man.
Oh, the tambourine.
Where have you been?
I've been to the London to see the Queen, who apparently was at a horse do yesterday at Windsor. But that bloke who was in Cocktail and Mission Impossible stole the show by coming down saying, "Hey, everybody, watch my film."
Any road
up. Nice to talk to you, Edward Moulding from Milton Keynes, up north from Worthing, but maybe not northern.
Lovely to hear from you again.
Not as northern, not like in Cumbria where Connor McLeod resides.
That's right.
No, not as far off as that.
No. Anyway, nice to talk to you, young fella, my lad.
Catch you later.
Yes.
Bye for now.
Take care, Ed.
Bye for now.
Bye. There we are, the irascible. Is that a good word? I can take those.
Is it a word?
It's something that flopped out of my mouth earlier this evening. Leeds is up north. Well, everything's north from Worthing, apart from, of course, Penzance. And if you've seen ants with pens, you know that they write lovely love letters in the sand. A Cry for Joy says, I watch classic kids shows from the 80s and late 70s. You should watch some classic ones from the 90s, including two comedy slapstick. That came out badly. Slapstick. Oh, Comedy slapstick is what I said. We've got to go now, ladies and gentlemen. We've just created a faux pas on the show, and we will be kicked in the shins. Just you watch. It's lovely to see you. Look after yourselves. Thank you so much. I believe the sands of time have gone, and indeed we will go until Friday's show. Hope somebody saves us not doing this nonsense again by sending in a video. That would be good. I was referring to your astounding like and act at Leeds Variety, says Sean Ginley, and if only I knew what that meant. I'm sure it is a lovely thing to say. Meanwhile, Mrs. T says evening during the week after work. Morning.
She's answering Sean.
Oh, she's answering Sean. That's marvellous. Tatty bye, and goodbye, and night all, and sleep well, and remember to put your slippers under the bed when you put your head down on the cushion. I couldn't think of something slick to say, but that's it.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Julia, for coming in and saving the show.
Oh, thank you for accepting me being late.
It's all been very fun. Until the next one, oodle buddle.